The game versus SKC. The Quakes were playing to shake things up with a new formation, and there were early signs of hope as the Quakes actually get a goal off a corner. In fact, it was so nice, SKC had to do the exact same thing. It's fine though, the game was a bit of a back and forth until SKC turned into 08 Barcelona, prime Messi, prime Suarez, prime... But that's fine, because we have another corner. The game is in another perpetual state of back and forth, but Goonies never say die.
Taking a look at that on your screen right now, and no goal.
What's shaking, everyone? Okay, let's start with some news around the league. All right, everyone's saying Inter Miami is scamming us. It's like, the reason why is they're saying Messi's not playing in this game. Messi's not playing in this game. He's prioritizing Argentina. He's 36.
I'm 36!
I'm expecting them not to play their stars every game. They just physically can't do that, especially on turf. Not shocked Suarez is doing well. I'm not shocked any of them are doing well. It's just like, my question has always been, how are they going to do it for the whole season? And then how are the pieces around them going to play? Because the other guys have been questionable. Minnesota and the Whitecaps on top of the Western Conference. Whitecaps did play us, and they didn't look phenomenal, but they did have some organized defense. Minnesota, I think a lot of the fans weren't seeing that either, so, good for them. Crazy winner in Chicago. I don't know anyone who saw that. The Windy City really helped them. The Open Cup, I think there's more drama on that. People keep saying this, that, the other. So proud to be an Earthquakes fan. Not only are we one of the few teams to enter, we're one of even fewer teams to enter our first team. So that is really proud moment to be an Earthquakes fan. I'm so glad we did that. I can get it from the marketing standpoint. Liga MX brings in way more viewers from the US than Open Cup or a lot of other things. It goes like Premier League is like 33% of the viewers, and then like Liga MX, and then like a bunch of other stuff. So I see why they're doing it, but as far as the game goes, I hate it. I hate that they're getting rid of, or trying to get rid of the Open Cup. The Vela deal seems dead in the water. Doesn't seem like we've heard anything else from it. I know we're working on some other people, and we desperately need a midfielder from what we can see, at least attacking. Someone who can get the ball and move it forward. I don't know what's going on there. I'm not really the guy for scoops anyways, but I thought I'd just bring it up. Let's just move on to the negatives for the game. We missed some sitters. I'm not going to sit here and say, like, oh, I could do that, or that's so easy. Because I think they're a lot harder than people have given credit for. However, there were enough that we should have put away. And that is the course of the game. There's some they should have put away. There's some we should have put away. There's some that shouldn't have been put away and that were put away, right? But we get very few chances, especially we've been getting them off set pieces, so that's something we got to do. I think we're also really missing Miro. I think it's not just the attacking mid. It's the aspect of having someone who can get the ball and turn around and take it forward. Someone who can draw pressure, and someone who's working off the ball and playing both ends of the field. The pressure, I think we're missing a lot more from Miro. And I don't think it's just Miro. I do think I think there were a lot of things about Miro I liked the last 2 seasons that weren't getting accredited for. And it was deeper than just the numbers, and I think we have a deeper problem than just missing Miro, and I don't think a single midfielder is going to fix that solution. But we are missing him, and we do need a guy in the midfield who can grab the ball and take it forward, because we just didn't have a midfield presence, and part of that seemed to be the formation and tactics for the game. However, we do need someone in the midfield to get the ball and be able to turn and take it for us a little bit, or at least hold a little bit of possession. I get we are a run down the wing and send it down to Christian Espinosa's side team, but we at least maybe need that guy who's tracking back, playing both ends. Like, we were missing some runners on defense. We were missing marking for the runners on defense. We were missing late runners into the box. We saw with Benji Kikanovic's shot attempt towards the late end of the game that no one was there for a late runner, so he had to come in and do it. And then I think we leave up their second goal. We didn't have anyone tracking and a lot of ball watching. So ball watching as well. Again, midfield presence wasn't there, but again, that could be the formation. No cohesiveness for me. That one was frustrating. I think they weren't pressing together, and I don't feel like we were playing together. There was a time where Jabo had his shot, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. He had a shot. It was a good shot. I'm not mad at it. I wasn't happy with it, but I'm like, okay, at least he's trying to shoot. But like on the replay, Pellegrino was wide open for a through ball that could have put him in. It's just, it seems like we're not really playing off each other too much. And it seems like we're just running down the line. We're going back to old tactics to run down the line, send it to Espinoza, just have him cross it in. And Espinoza's not having that MVP season where every bounce is going the way and every shot's going in. He missed a 1v1 earlier in the game. Again, I'm not pinning it all on Espinoza, but last season we would have seen that gone away. 2 games ago, he had a 1v1. He cut back twice. They came back and they didn't go away. So that was a concern of mine early in the season. If Espinoza isn't putting away goals for us every game, where are we going to find it? And we just aren't finding it right now. Maybe through the defenders, right? I have a feeling that there's a little bit of set subs. I'm not saying that who was subbed off didn't deserve to be subbed off or did deserve, or if there wasn't tactics beforehand. I didn't think Espinoza had the best game. And again, he did a lot of the work for us, and he did a lot of off-ball work, and that we tried playing through him. I think part of the problem is maybe we should have looked to play through some other options, but are Christian and Ewell never going to come off unless their performance is really winning? Because, I mean, even Ewell has been looked tired at the summit back in these games. I love Jax, right? But it's just a question of mine, do we have set subs? And I would hope not. I understand going into the game and having some tactics, and these are the assets you have available. So it's like even we did sub Jax, who are we subbing in for? Maybe Morales, instead of having Guerrero subbed out, but then they have the yellow card situation. I believe Guerrero got a yellow card that game. So I can understand to that point of view. It's just, it was a thought that came up into mind. So it's just something I'm a little curious about. That was Jabo. Jabo had his first shot of the season. I'm going to say it again. Jabo had his first shot of the season this game. As our striker, and I don't blame him. I don't blame anyone in particular, but as a team, we can't have our striker, one of our leading contributors, or the leading contributor for a goal, have his first shot of the game 4 games into the season, 30 minutes in. That for me is unacceptable. I'm hoping the commentators were wrong on that side. I'm just not thinking of something, but that was insane to me. Maybe it was first shot on target or first shot, but that was, I think that just sums up some of the problems of the season so far. That it just blew me away. It blew me away. We were outran in the game. We were outran in the game, which isn't always a negative, maybe depending on your formation. But seeing that this game was a bit of hoofball for us, and I see maybe we were trying to hold a shape. I wish we held it a little more together, but the fact we didn't have any of our guys in like the top, I think 5 or 6 most distance cover of the game was sad. Because at this point, if we're not playing well, I'd rather just like outrun them, outwork them. And it doesn't seem like we were having that either. And outrunning them doesn't always mean you're outworking them, right? Sometimes your shape and your formation is to sit back and maybe go on the counter, which is in a 4-4-2, I get 4-2-4 at times for us. I could see that could be a possibility, but it didn't seem like we were holding a shape too much back and launching for that counter. It just looked like, okay, we're going to kind of hold here, and when we get the ball, we'll send it for Christian. And then we just looked unfit. This isn't the first game this season where it around 70th, 80th. We looked gassed. Yeah, so I wouldn't really question that. But it's not the first game. Also, I just realized the mic was far away, so now the audio might be a little better. Yeah, it wasn't the first time that we have looked unfit towards the end. Even the subs came in and they looked gassed. I don't know if it's the system or just having to chase the ball or what it is, but it wasn't a great showing in that sense either. I do want to move on to some positives, though, and I do think there are some positives from this game. Preston Judd, I like that he was hitting people. I like that he was going in aggressive. I think at a certain point, if you're not playing great ball, nothing's really going your way. At least be a physical team, so they're kind of scared or they're more hesitant, right? Be a little more organized on defense, and I think at least Judd was going in. He was trying to shoulder check people and hit people on the way. Rodriguez, I mean, I don't even know if he's shining or just having a lot of opportunities to shine, but I've been enjoying what I've been seeing from him. He seems to be more confident in his role, and I haven't seen as many mistakes per se. So I guess that was another positive. Defenders getting on the score sheet. I mean, at least they're putting their bodies in. They're some of the bigger guys on the team. On the corner kicks, at least we're whipping in. At least they're going for it. So, well done on the defenders to get on the score sheet. Even one was ruled a handball prior to his shot in. Good minutes for the subs today. I think it's good to get some new guys some leg. I think it's good to get some guys like Osuni Buda some minutes, let them adapt to the league a little bit. I won't speak on the performances themselves, but I think it's good to get them minutes and just see some different rotation and trying to get guys to get their spots. Because I know Lucci did talk a little bit about new spots prior to this game, and we only saw the one change with Jack Skane coming out, who then was a sub again. I would like to see just fighting for spots, trying it in. I mean, we're not performing with the first team. Might as well also not perform, but reward guys who are running a bit. I don't know what happens on in practice, but I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, this and that with the team. SKC lost the first however many games and went winless in 9 or 10 last season. Seattle Sounders were bottom of the league before they've won the league. It's happened before, right? I think we have a lot of problems, a lot of things we need to work on, but when 63%, 60 however much percent of the league makes the playoffs, and that is our goal, I think we were also aiming for a home playoff game. That's still possible. It's 4 games into the season. We did great last season and started to fall off. We could start terrible and then just go on a crazy hot streak towards the end of the season, right? Am I going to say that's what it looks like we're projected for at the moment? No. Am I going to say that that's not possible? Absolutely not either, right? But I'm just, keep trying things. I'm glad that we're trying things, and that's all I can really ask for, as well as putting a little bit of a shift. It was great to see the GOAT, Tommy Thompson, get some playing time. There's the sick feeling in my stomach that it's like a farewell tour where it's like, oh, okay, we got a few minutes. Tommy, played the last few minutes, but I hope I'm wrong. He's young still, but we'll see. I mean, we're starting game strong. I guess that's a positive too. Again, we start game strong. It's just looking for how we can keep it consistent now. Let's move on to the game tactics a little bit. I've talked about this a bit. Again, great for 20-ish minutes. 4-4-2. More of a 4-2-4. Great concept when we don't really have a midfield. I can see the idea behind it. Sending it in for our wingers while also having now 2 strikers, overloading the box, having the wing backs get up, so maybe it presses like a 4-4, and then the 2 center backs holding. Maybe even times maybe hold into a diamond a little bit. I saw a little bit when Jabo dropped back or Preston Judd dropped back. It just didn't really hold for that long. I felt that it put us in a square shape, and there wasn't much movement off the ball. And our midfielders weren't very defensive and they weren't very attacking, so it always felt like we were down the 2 players that we needed to help mine that, possibly a third even if a center back or a wing back wanted to step in there. Fullback, sorry. So good on paper, but I just didn't think it came through. I would have liked to see on defense maybe just a little more compressed, really hold the center, really hold a shape, frustrate them. We don't even have to hold on to the ball, and then if we were going to launch in that 4-2-4, that's when we just really, I guess since we aren't playing in the middle, that's when we can hoof it up the field when they've overcommitted and they're tired and they're out of shape because they're trying to break us through, and if we just stayed really compressed, but we didn't have that either, so again, frustrating. A phenomenal stat from the game is we played 42% from the right side, so we need to find another option other than just sending it to Christian. That's what it is. We need to find another option. Now we can move on to next week. Next week, we got the Seattle Sounders, the return to Nothin. That's going to be interesting. They're a team that's also been struggling, but I can't count them out, especially MLS. It's a rock, paper, scissors game. Historically, we've seen how we've done against them. Even though last season we did great against them, and then 2 seasons ago, they were actually the team we beat to end our winless streak. So history may repeat itself, and as I said earlier, SKC and Seattle Sounders now starting seasons great and ending them pretty good. Seattle's case, winning the whole league. So again, anything's possible. Maybe this is the game that sparks us. And if it's not the end of the world, but I am looking for more. I'm going to be at the game next week, so be sure to come and say hey to me. I love saying hey to everyone. You remember, I'm just a guy. If anyone's there, be sure to say what's shaking, what's up, and I'll see you guys there.